welcome back to Sew Me Sunshine. It's me, Harriet, doing the video for you today, and Lisa is behind the camera and she's the one who's been editing all our videos recently and doing the really amazing editing bit where she even puts the fabric on the patterns, so it gives you some even more visual aid on what the fabrics look like with the patterns that we're matching for you. I've also got Celia in the studio with me as well. She's packing all your lovely orders. Thank you so much for all your orders. And she's also doing some really important admin as well. So today's video is a really exciting video. It's one of my favourite ones to film for you, and that is our a Deadstock fabric drop. So for any of you that are new here, we get a lot of ex-designer Deadstock fabric from Italy. These are from high-end designers, and if you do some really clever Googling, then you'll be able to find out what the designer is, but for legal reasons we can't say who the designer is. But they are all from high-end designers, and they've ended up with us either because they've changed the scale of the print, the colours maybe, or maybe they've done a test run onto viscose and then eventually it ends up on silk. So lots of different reasons. Sometimes it's because there's some faults within it, but obviously anything like that would be stated on the listing for you. So with this Deadstock delivery, our most recent one, it came at the end of 2022, and it was really exciting because there was lots of fabrics there. And in this delivery, we've got a big range of different types of fabrics as well as different prints. So yeah, we can't wait for you guys to see them all. We know that you love them, and yeah, we're really excited to see them being made up into garments by you guys. So today's video is a selection of our new Deadstock fabrics, and we've gone for kind of like a theme of geometric shapes and colourways that work at this time of year, but then also transition really lovely into spring as well. So we'll get back to it and show you what fabrics we've got, and as always we've paired them with some patterns for you. This is the first fabric I've got for you today, and it is a viscose crepe, so it's got that really classic crepe texture that you get. It's a medium weight, so it's a really good weight for this time of year, but it would equally transition really well into spring. It's got an off-white background, and you wouldn't need to line this fabric, which is always a bonus in my eyes. And as you can see, it's got this really fun geometric almost shape design that looks like a building's landscape, which I just think is really interesting print. It's not something we see a lot often, but also is really high quality print. And hopefully you can see on the screen, it's got all these different kind of like shades of khaki green and greens and blues, which again I think would transition really well throughout the year. So this fabric would work really well for a dress or a blouse because it's got that classic drape which you'd find with a viscose fabric. And the pattern we thought would work really beautifully is the Bakerloo blouse by Nina Lee. And what we thought, or I should say, I can't take the credit for it, what Lisa suggested was the ruffle on the collar to use like maybe our white cotton lawn, and it would just really lift the print in the rest of the fabric, having that little contrast of white ruffle, and I completely agree. And then you could just pair it with a pair of jeans in your wardrobe that are either ready to wear or you've made yourself, and it would look really fun and would work throughout the year. So this is another viscose for you, but very different to the one that I've just shown you. This is a viscose satin, so it's a similar sort of weight to the viscose crepe I've just shown you. It's a medium weight, but it's got a smooth silky finish, and it almost has that feel of like a heavy silk satin, so it's really luxurious feel, really lovely against the skin, and it just drapes beautifully. As you can see, it's got a really fun, bold, geometric pattern all over it. Celia in the office absolutely loves this one, and I don't blame her. Again, you wouldn't need to line this at all. You'd get away without lining it, which is a thumbs up from me. And yeah, I just think the colours are really classic, and again, it would transition really well throughout the year. So I would say this would work really well as a dress, just because it's got that little bit of extra weight to it. And myself and Lisa thought it would work really well as like a shirt dress. So something like the Rita shirt dress by Named Patterns would look beautiful in it. And again, you could layer it up when it's a bit colder, but again would work really well moving into the springtime. So this is so much fun, and we've got another one as well to show you that is similar to this but a slightly different colourway. So this is your classic check, yarn dyed check that we see a lot here at Semi Sunshine. We love a check print, and we're big fans of when it's yarn dyed. It just means that you haven't got any wonky checks on your fabric. And this is a cotton polyester blend, and I absolutely love the different tones of brown running through it. Now hopefully you'll be able to see on the screen that not only has it got this beautiful check design, but on the right side it's got these amazing sequins sewn on, and the sequins are see-through sequins, so you really see it when it catches the light. As Celia just said, it almost looks like it's like waterproof, almost gives it kind of like a rained kind of appearance. It really sparkles and it's very, very special. We don't stock a lot of sequin fabric here at Semi Sunshine, but when it's Deadstock, we're all really drawn to it. And also as well, because it's quite a subtle sequins throughout it, I think it would work really well wearing it in the daytime as well as moving into the evening. And again, this kind of like colour palette would work well throughout the year as well. So with this kind of the tones of the browns, straight away myself and Lisa thought it would work really well sewn up into a blazer and skirt combo. So there's lots of different little skirts out there on the market that would work well for. We thought of maybe the Axis by Paper Cut Patterns. You'd want to maybe go for like a skirt pattern that doesn't have a fly at the front, and maybe go for more of a mini skirt to get that clueless vibe. And then we thought for the blazer, we were drawn to the Heather blazer by Friday Pattern Company. We just thought it would look amazing with the sequins and the check design sewn up into a little blazer jacket. And like I said earlier, it would just work throughout the year. Mentioned, we've also got it in another colourway, and it's this beautiful grey and bluey tones throughout it. And this one also has the bonus of like a herringbone type woven design throughout it, which is really classic. So again, like the brown toned check, it's a very kind of classic check design, and like the other one as well, it's yarn dyed and it's a cotton polyester blend. And then, like the previous one, it has these see-through sequins sewn onto the fabric. So what I didn't mention before as well, the thread that they've used to sew these sequins on is also see-through. So it's a really subtle, and it's just, you notice it when it catches the light, it just looks so beautiful, and it's such an unusual fabric. It's not something we'd normally see. And again, something I should have mentioned for the other one is that the reverse is really soft against the skin, because a lot of people get worried with sequins that it would be scratchy, but the sequins are only on the right side, not on the reverse. And all you've got on the reverse is where they have hand stitched the sequins on. So it's nice and soft against the skin, and the sequins are only small. They'd cut very easily, your fabric scissors would cut very easily through the fabric. So like we said, a blazer skirt combo would work really well. Equally, it would work really well for some structured trousers, but what we thought would work amazing in this colourway would be a pair of overalls, and we thought of the Burnside bibs by Sew House 7. We just thought they'd look really, really fun. Kind of traditional with this kind of check design, but then it's got that slight difference with the sequins running through it. And again, you'd be able to wear them in the day, and then they'd transition really well for evening wear as well. So this is another kind of like building abstract print that we pulled out from the Deadstocks that we've got here at Sew Me Sunshine. And as you can see, it's a really large scale building inspired print. It's got like a little staircase and windows and like a classic kind of like house shapes throughout it. Really, really fun, but again, you wouldn't really notice it straight away. This is in one of my favourite colours. It's got the pinks, and I just think pink and red together just look so good, and it's just a really nice, bright, happy colourway. And with this print, as you can see, it's quite a large scale print, so we thought it would work really well sewn up into something that didn't have like a lot of seams that would break up the print. It's also, I should have mentioned, it's a viscose lawn, so it's really, really soft, almost feels like a cotton lawn, has that really lovely drape. So this would work really well moving into spring, and it would also work really well as a dress. But the pattern that we were kind of drawn to was the Cello by Closet Core Patterns. And then you've got the option to make it kind of like the tunic length, which would work really, really well. Or you could make it into a little crop tee and then pair it with some ready to wear jeans. So the next two fabrics I'm going to show you are actually the same, but they're different colourways. So this is the green colourway, and they are both a viscose lawn, so they're really soft against the skin. They have that beautiful fluid drape that we love with the viscose, and they are, personally I wouldn't line it, but you may want to in some of the parts. Now, as you can tell, it's that classic kind of like gingham look, and it is yarn dyed, so the yarns have actually been dyed into the colour of the fabric, and then the print has been made with the weaving process. And what you might be able to see is it's a little bit different to our normal kind of like gingham prints in the fact that it's got this ombre effect. So you've got like a darker shade of green, and then it goes into a paler, and then it goes again into the darker shade the other end. So it's really, really fun. You could make yourself some really fun garments with this. It's really high-end fabric, and yeah, I can imagine something like this in some of the high-end high street shops that I like to browse in. Yeah, this would be really good, and we think it would work really well made up into like a dress, with like a floaty dress or a floaty blouse. And the dress pattern for the green we were really keen to go for is the new NYX dress by Closet Core Patterns. We love this dress. We've seen lots of versions on social media and think it's really fun. Love the tiers with the dress, and think that this fabric would just look really great, especially with the ombre effect. So as I mentioned, we've also got the green gingham ombre viscose lawn in another colourway, and it's this beautiful red colourway. It's almost very like rich reddy pinky colour. I love it. Very kind of classic gingham colour. So again, it's got the dark red background, and then it goes lighter and lighter into the white with the red gingham, and then again it gets darker again. So it's really fun, very unusual, high quality fabric that I haven't seen anything like this before. And like I mentioned, it just has that really beautiful drape. The only thing that you would have to maybe think about is potentially lining it, depends on your preferences. But yeah, it's just so much fun. I love this fabric, and I just think, for me personally, it would transition really well into spring and then into summer, and then I'd still be keen to wear it in the winter months, so I would just layer it. So we've mentioned that it would work really well sewn up into a blouse or a dress like the NYX dress by Closet Core, but the other pattern that we were really keen to give a bash with this was the I Am Irma, and that's because this would also work really well made up into a shirt, and we think the Irma shirt just has that lovely fluidity to it, which would lend itself really well to a fabric like this that has such a beautiful fluid drape. So this is the last fabric we've got to show you today, and it is the fanciest fabric. We were really thrilled to get some Deadstock 100% silks in this most recent delivery, and this is one of them. So this is 100% silk. It's a chiffon, so it's a really delicate fabric. It's got a fluid drape, and as you can see, it is sheer. So this one is so beautiful because it's got this really almost like zoomed in gingham kind of check design in this red. It's just really graphic and very high end, and yeah, it's just really pretty. And I think with something like this you'd want to go for something simple, so like a simple like t-shirt type pattern would work really well, but as Lisa mentioned, she thinks it would make an amazing little pussy bow blouse, and we were drawn to the pussy bow blouse by Sew Over It. They've got lots of different extension packs as well for this pattern. It's really versatile, and yeah, it would work really well in this fabric. Or if you wanted, you could also make yourself a really fancy silk scarf and just do a very narrow hem round it, rolled hem, and that would also be really beautiful and would also make a really nice gift. But I would recommend just keeping it for yourself because it's just such a beautiful fabric. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed our latest Deadstock fabric drop. Let us know below which one's your favourite and what you're planning to make with it. Hopefully we've given you some sewing inspiration today as well. And yeah, don't forget to tag us in any of your makes. We love seeing all your makes. And also head over to our website to check out all our latest arrivals. And yeah, don't forget to like our videos and share them with your friends and other sewing friends as well. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much as always for all your support. Take care. Bye.